Have you ever felt misunderstood or like you just can't get your point across? Do you wish you could connect with people more easily, build stronger relationships, and maybe even become a more effective leader? If you're nodding your head, then you're in the right place. Today, we re-diving deep into a timeless classic that has transformed millions of lives, Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. This isn't just a book. It's a practical guide to mastering the art of human connection. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have actionable strategies that you can start using today to dramatically improve your personal and professional life. First published way back in 1936, you might be thinking, is this book still relevant? The answer is a resounding yes. The principles Carnegie lays out are not based on fleeting trends, but on the fundamental, unchanging aspects of human nature. That's its secret sauce. Carnegie wasn't a psychologist in a lab. He was an observer of people. He studied the lives of successful leaders like Abraham Lincoln and Theodore Roosevelt and distilled their social strategies into simple, memorable principles. The book is essentially a masterclass in emotional intelligence, long before that term even became popular. It teaches you that success isn't just about what you know, it's about how you interact with others. Let's start with the first major section, fundamental techniques in handling people. The very first principle is a game changer. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Think about it. When was the last time criticism made you feel good or motivated you to change? Never, right? Criticism puts people on the defensive. It hurts their pride and arouses resentment. Carnegie argues that instead of condemning people, we should try to understand them. Try to figure out why they do what they do. That's a lot more profitable and interesting than criticism. It breeds sympathy, tolerance, and kindness. So, the next time you're about to point out someone's mistake, pause. Ask yourself, how can I approach this with understanding instead of criticism? It's a small shift that creates a massive difference in how people respond to you. The second principle is equally powerful. Give honest and sincere appreciation. This is not about flattery. Flattery is insincere and selfish. Appreciation is genuine and comes from the heart. Everyone you meet is hungry for appreciation. We all want to feel important and valued. William James, the famous psychologist, said, "The deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated." When you genuinely praise someone's efforts or qualities, you're not just making them feel good. You're motivating them to continue their great work. Look for the good in people. Acknowledge their strengths. Whether it's a colleague who nailed a presentation or a friend who was there for you, let them know you noticed. A simple, sincere, thank you or great job can work wonders. The third fundamental technique is to arouse in the other person an eager want. This is the key to influence. You can't force someone to do something. The only way to get anyone to do anything is by making them want to do it. This means you have to stop thinking about what you want and start seeing things from their perspective. For example, instead of saying, "I need you to finish this report by Friday," you could frame it as, "If we can get this report done by Friday, we'll be way ahead of schedule for the big project launch, which will look fantastic for our team." See the difference? You're aligning your goals with their interests. Always ask yourself, what's in it for them? When you can answer that question, you've unlocked the secret to motivating others. Now let's move on to part 2, which is all about making people like you instantly. The first principle here is simple yet so often overlooked. Become genuinely interested in other people. This is the single most important quality you can have for building friendships. Think about your dog. Why are we so happy to see them? Because they are so genuinely excited to see us. They make us feel important. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming genuinely interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. Ask people questions about themselves, their hobbies, their family, their dreams. And listen, really listen. Don't just wait for your turn to talk. When you show genuine interest, people will feel valued and will naturally be drawn to you. Another golden rule from this section is to smile. A smile costs nothing but creates so much. It says, "I like you. You make me happy. I am glad to see you. It's an instant mood lifter, not just for the person receiving it, but for you as well. Action and feeling go together. By regulating the action, which is under the more direct control of the will, we can indirectly regulate the feeling. So, even if you don't feel like smiling, force yourself. Act as if you were already happy, and that will tend to make you happy. A warm, genuine smile is one of the most powerful tools in your interpersonal toolkit. It breaks down barriers and makes you instantly more approachable. And here's a big one. Remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. Using someone's name is a subtle but powerful compliment. It shows that you see them as an individual, not just another face in the crowd. Forgetting or mispronouncing a name can feel like a slight, suggesting you didn't care enough to pay attention. So make an effort. When you meet someone new, repeat their name. Associate it with something. Write it down if you have to. Addressing people by their name during a conversation makes them feel respected and important, which is a cornerstone of building rapport. Part 3 of the book teaches us how to win people to your way of thinking. And the very first principle is brilliant. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. You can't win an argument. If you lose it, you lose it. And if you win it, you still lose it. Why? Because you've made the other person feel inferior. You've hurt their pride. You may have won the point, but you've lost their goodwill. Carnegie advises us to welcome disagreement. See it as an opportunity to learn something new. Control your temper, listen first, look for areas of agreement, and be honest about your own errors. Postponing action to give both sides time to think through the problem is often the wisest course. 9 times out of 10, an argument ends with each of the contestants more firmly convinced than ever that he is absolutely right. Another key to persuasion is to show respect for the other person's opinions, never say you're wrong. Control your temper, listen first, look for areas of agreement, and be honest about your own errors. Directly telling someone they're wrong is a direct challenge. It's like saying, "I'm smarter than you," and want to cling to their statement. Instead, use a softer approach. You might say something like, "Well, now, look, I thought otherwise, but I may be wrong. I frequently am. And if I am wrong, I want to be put right." Let's examine the facts. This open-minded approach is disarming. It invites cooperation instead of conflict and makes the other person more willing to consider your point of view because you've shown respect for theirs. If you are wrong, Carnegie says, admit it quickly and emphatically. There is a certain degree of satisfaction in having the courage to admit one's errors. There is a certain degree of satisfaction in having the courage to admit one's errors. It not only clears the air of guilt and defensiveness, but often helps solve the problem created by the error. When you fight, you never get enough, but by yielding, you get more than you expected. When you know you're at fault, don't wait for the other person to point it out. Say it yourself. It's much easier to listen to self-criticism than to hear condemnation from someone else. It will likely make the other person take a more generous and forgiving attitude. The final part of the book focuses on being a leader. One of the core principles is to begin with praise and honest appreciation. It's always easier to listen to unpleasant things after we have heard some praise of our good points. Before you offer any constructive feedback, start with something positive. For example, a manager might say, "You've done an excellent job managing the client account this quarter. Your reports are always so thorough. I did notice one small area we could improve on for next time, ... double quote. This approach makes the feedback much easier to swallow and act upon. It's like a dentist who begins work with Novocaine. The patient still gets a drilling, but the Novocaine is pain-killing. Another leadership essential is to call attention to people's mistakes indirectly. No one likes to be told they've messed up. Instead of a direct, "You did this wrong," you can rephrase it. For example, if a team member submitted a report with typos, instead of pointing them out directly, you could say, "This is a great start on the report. I think it would be even more powerful if we gave it one more proofread to catch any small errors." This allows the person to save face. They get the message without feeling embarrassed or resentful, making them more receptive to improving their work in the future. And finally, a truly great leader knows how to make the other person happy about doing the thing you suggest. This ties back to arousing an eager want. When delegating a task, think about how you can frame it to benefit the other person. Does it give them a chance to learn a new skill? Does it offer them more visibility in the company? For example, instead of just assigning a difficult project, you could say, I have a project that requires real creativity and a strategic mind. I immediately thought of you because of the great work you did on X. Would you be willing to take the lead on this? This makes the person feel chosen, respected, and important, and they'll tackle the task with genuine enthusiasm. So there you have it, a whirlwind tour of how to win friends and influence people. The beauty of this book is its simplicity. These aren't complex psychological theories. They are simple, actionable habits. Don't try to master all of them at once. Pick one or two principles that resonate with you and focus on applying them for a week. Maybe you'll focus on smiling more, or perhaps you'll practice avoiding criticism. You will be amazed at the positive changes you see in your relationships. This book truly holds the keys to unlocking a more connected, influential, and fulfilling life. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore these incredible ideas. If you found this helpful and want more deep dives into life-changing books, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us create more content for you. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which one of Dale Carnegie's principles are you going to try first? Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.